19th episode of season 6 Turiya Talks. Today we have with us Ms Avani Dhruve, a life coach, and Ms Namrata Manyal, a registered dietitian and nutritionist. Emotions is something that goes hand in hand. So, who is an emotional eater, and how do we identify that?
Right. So, Ushma, like you rightly mentioned, people use food as a coping mechanism, and that's exactly what emotional eating is all about. When you are unable to accept and process your emotions, and you land up using food as a temporary escape route, you feel good for, a temporary brief period of time while you're eating, but then after you're done eating that food, using it as an emotional mechanism, you feel 10 times more worse, because then it's the guilt
Right.
and shame attached to getting into the whole loop of emotional eating in the first phase. So someone who is unable to process their emotions and fall onto food to express, or to kind of get out of that emotional trap, is an emotional eater. And someone who sort of fulfills their desires and fulfills their emotions through food, and it could be any food, is someone who we can call like an emotional eater.
Related to our psychology, like is it connected somewhere to what we think about? Uh, you know, is emotional eating related to our psychology?
Yes. So, like it's simple. Like, you see everything that we do, like even for us to raise our hand, the instruction has to start from the mind, right?
Right.
So everything is operated on the level of the mind, and our mind basically works for us. Even though like sometimes it doesn't feel that way, like we are troubled by our own thoughts, but actually, what our mind wants is to be happy all the time, right? So whenever
Right.
we are feeling discomfort or distress, what it looks for is instant solutions to feel happy. Now, we live in a multi-dimensional world. Like, we have ears, we hear, like audio. When we see things, they become more alive, right? And emotions are the juice that makes things more real for us, right? So when you are experiencing any sort of a thought, that thought gets converted into an emotion, and that thought comes to life for you and me,
Okay.
all of us. It's like a multi-dimensional thing. So
Right.
whenever you are experiencing certain thoughts, right? If they are happy thoughts, okay, you are in a happy state. You don't need any solution. But when you are experiencing sad thoughts, those sad emotions get activated. They become alive for you, and then the brain is constantly looking for instant solutions to make happy. So it goes back to the memories. Every time you associated a good memory, like, oh, I had that pastry, it was so nice, or I went out with my friends to a certain trip and I had these happy memories. So whenever a person is feeling sad, either they will look to talk to a good friend, and escape in conversations, or watch Netflix or escape into a series. So there are these different ways that we look to escape. Now, food is something that we eat 4 times a day, or sometimes even more for people who indulge in those certain type of diets. So now it's such
Right.
an easy access to just escape or look for that easy happiness in food, because you have access to it like 4 times a day at least.
Right.
So that's how like psychology and emotional eating is so hand in hand, and disorders and the mind are so hand in hand. And since the time Namrata and I have joined forces, like like the science of it goes deeper and deeper.